Good morning. The amount of energy you hear in that music is the total maximum amount of energy. The energy that these dancers are expending right now, you're watching the height. Sure, you want to dance along, and that's okay. But maybe just a little gentle sway. Like that. You know, nothing too jarring to the system. Are you with me on this? Come on. We can hum it together.
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
Right, but okay, just really.
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
Now while we all ease into this, do my little housekeeping here. You all just relax, because it's just another day. I'll be with you in spirit in just a moment. There we go. There I am. All right. So the question I have right now is, why don't I see your comments over here where I'm supposed to? But you know what? It doesn't matter. Now, yes, I've got a little bit of reverb going because to me, it just adds a little bit to the relaxing vibe. I've got these wind chimes, but sometimes they get a little too annoying. So I'm just going to keep them back in there. Now, I really want to see your comments over here, but I'm not going to get agitated about it. No. Because I just remembered probably why I'm not seeing them. And it's just, you know what? It's just a couple of clicks of a button. Yep. I just have to click it on where it says on, as opposed to off. And look, now all of a sudden, I can do that. I can share Megan's. Megan, thank you for being here. You're a new face, a new name, at least showing up on the comments. Now, you caught us on a rather unusual day because it's Monday. Now, this is my challenge to each and every one of you who are, well, Monday challenged. Instead of thinking of it as just Monday, let's use the word Monday. Right? Now see, if I say this enough, you won't be able to not remember it next time you're thinking about it's being Monday, right? So on Sunday evening when you're starting to get all that a little bit of agitation, and where you normally go, oh, tomorrow's, you know, how you normally say it. Instead, you're going to think to yourself, you know what? You know what tomorrow is? You're going to look to whomever might be there. Or look in the mirror. Tomorrow, Monday. What's not to love about that, right? Now look. I've got my coffee. Now you would think on a mellow Monday like this, you know, I might opt for something more like tea. But here's the deal, guys. I just don't do tea. And I'm okay with that. I could do decaf coffee, but I may as well drink tea if I'm going to do that. That's a black screen where it's not supposed to be one. But again, not worried about that, even though I did just test this a second ago. No agitation. None. Zero. I'd like to acknowledge those of you who, after my begging and pleading on Friday, clicked the notify link that we provide here as part of the Bob Doyle Show so that you can remember. Oh yeah, hold on, let me address the elephant in the room. I'm wearing a bathrobe. That's right, I am. Because as I was contemplating, what shall I wear for Monday? And I thought, you know what, short sleeves, that's out. Because, you know, you're so exposed. I want my clothing to hug me. Dawn, may I just tell you that, well, I guess actually what I was about to say was wrong because Bob Ross has been around older than me. But my Bob Ross voice is somewhat different than this. It's got the lilt. That's not what I'm doing. Smith, you've asked a law of attraction related question. And what we do now is we answer those on Wednesday. Monday, Mellow. Tuesday, Aptacular. Wednesday, Law of Attraction. Thursday, Virtual Reality. Friday, who knows? Ukulele, maybe. You may say, Bob, it's impossible. How? It's impossible for you to host a Mellow Monday and be caffeinated. Well, you know what? I'm all about the impossible. Bring it on. When I told people several years ago, right after The Secret, millions of people were seeking out everything I could possibly say. You know, it was like bell of the ball, and I had this, 100. When I told people, I'll bet you in a few years I could dwindle that down to about 20 people on Facebook. They said, no way. No way. You're Bob Doyle from The Secret. And I said, I'm going to add on top of that. I'm not going to curse at anybody. I'm not going to say anything mean. I'm not going to lie, cheat, or steal. I'm not going to spam or swindle anyone. And I'm still going to take that number from hundreds of thousands to 8. They said, Bob, there's no way. And I said, you watch me. So who's laughing now, right? You know, as I was writing the description for this, I was trying to think of other M words that just sort of communicated comfort, relaxation. Got to tell you, there's not that many. I went to thesaurus.com and everything. Just not that many. But I thought of another one. Thank you, Dina. It's quite comfortable, but I gotta tell you, because I'll take every opportunity to sidetrack. The robe I had before this, the robe you can see if you go to youtube.com/boundless and watch the playlist of me playing the ukulele called the Bathrobe Sessions, that very bathrobe. Yeah, I liked it better. I liked it a lot better. This one is soft and comfortable, but it's not the same. But it's okay. Everything's okay because it's Monday. And we're sharing it together. Now then, where the hell was I? Oh yes, mole. That's something that you do. It's one of those things you do over. You mull things over. Melodic, nice. Marie, another M word. Marie, melodic, Monday. Now, I could be meditative. I think I've got that in the description. And I could, lead a meditation right now, but that would be awkward. Maybe on Law of Attraction Day I could do it. But I've clearly got a shtick going right now, and meditation would, Okay, hang on. Hang on a second. There's skullduggery going on over in the chat. Someone is about to misbehave. Here's something I was mulling over. Now, this will be for people of my general generation. But you know what you don't hear anymore? Unless it's a complete parody. Film at 11. Fire struck the downtown district today. Film at 11. Well, we had to wait for the film at 11 because the freaking film had to be developed. Well, now it's fire in the downtown district. Here's 18 different views of it from Periscope and Facebook Live right now. Film at 11. film. Film. Can you imagine today's media? You're at a press conference or whatever, some sort of news event. You got all their people with their digital cameras, and then you got some dude with this big roll of film loading the film. Got to have this ready by 11 for the 11 p.m. newscast, because you can only get news 3 times a day: noon, 6, and 11. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be amazingly monumental if instead of news every 5 nanoseconds, noon, 6, and 11, and so they could say video at 11 instead of film, because But how much different would the energy of the world be if we only had to watch the news 3 times a day and they were limited to 30 minutes? I'll bet you that would change the world for the better. And I just thought of it today, all by myself. I'm sure no one else has had that thought. So again, that's why you come here to the Bob Doyle Show, to watch the impossible unfold and creativity blossom like a field of daisies in the spring. What? Speaking of airplanes, do we need to call them airplanes? It's something I'm mulling. Airport, I can get it because it's a port to the air. Totally makes sense. Seaport, airport, spaceport. But we're not flying ground planes. They all go into the air. See, this is the kind of useless ideas that come to my mind, that at some point I think, hi. Because sometimes I just address myself with a greeting like that. I don't want to interrupt myself, so I greet myself. I don't just barge right into a conversation when I'm doing something. I at least say hi. So when I have an idea, first I say hi. Oh, I've talked myself right out of whatever the hell I was talking about. So you might be admiring the mug. We had a conversation about the mug the other day. Anybody remember it? I might just have a clip of it right here. Let's see if we do. Right? You've got your coffee in your mug. And look, you know what? It would be totally okay with me if you just bought a regular white mug at the store and got a Sharpie and just wrote the Bob Doyle Show on it, took a picture of that and sent it to me. Let's try that whole freaking thing one more time. But you'll notice I'm totally good with it. Right? You've got your coffee in your mug. And look, you know what? It would be totally okay with me if you just bought a regular white mug at the store and got a Sharpie and just wrote the Bob Doyle Show on it, took a picture of that and sent it to me. That would actually make my day. In fact, you know what? That's how... Stop the presses. Forget... You know what? Forget going to an overpriced, one-off, online, customized Bob Doyle Show. Forget it. It's ridiculously... This thing, I don't even know. $19, $20 for a mug? I don't know. It's crazy. We don't need to do that. You guys are creative. Just go buy a mug and some Sharpies, create your own The Bob Doyle Show mug and take a picture of it, and it will go into the Bob Doyle Show mug hall of fame. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what kind of audience this show has. There's a lot of shows you can choose from, and obviously thousands of you are choosing those options for some reason. That's a conversation for another day. But those of you who do get what's going on here and why it's important to the world, you know, the world that would be better if we only watched the news 3 times a day. Some of you, I'll tell you what here's the thing about, sorry, getting a little amped up. Here's the thing about my audience. They're action takers. Action takers. That means they take action. If there is action to be taken, you don't need to even think twice about what these people are doing. Because I'll tell you right now what they're doing. That action there, they're taking it. They're taking it. That clip was on Friday. Let me show you what happened on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Cheryl, Sarah, and Dawn. In that order. Now, they're, first of all, probably all watching this right now and are 1/3 of the entire audience. But forget that. These people, and I want to make it very clear that Dawn is making it very clear that Sarah spearheaded this entire project. She's the one in the middle. They went, they got mugs, they got Sharpies, and they made their own freaking mugs. Let's take a closer look at one. Now, this one has me playing the ukulele on it. I believe Dawn did this one. Now, folks, how hard would this be for you to do? This is the most unbelievable viral idea ever. Now here is Sarah showing the true love, right? We've got a mug in each hand and an official Bob Doyle Show shirt. Now, look, I will say that I think the same thing should apply to shirts. Go out and get some fabric markers and a t-shirt of your choosing and make your own Bob. Look at this entire collection, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I bet you, right now you're asking yourself one question. How do I get a hold of those mugs? There's got to be a way. Look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The one with the uke, we've got, look at the different styles. Folks, I'm not sure I need to say anything else. But when they take those mugs out into the world, which of course they will, they'll probably start taking them to their local coffee dispensary, saying, I got my own mug. And of course people will be like, hey, nice mug. Where did you get that? You'll keep that close to your chest. You won't say anything, and the mystique will make them prod further. Well, what is the Bob Doyle Show anyway? And at that point, you'll say, do you have a few minutes? And they'll say, for you, of course I do. Anyone with a mug like that, I've got time for. And then they'll cozy up next to you, and you'll pull out your phone. And you'll go to bobdoyleshow.com/YouTube playlist. That's right. And then you guys can spend the next 4.5 days watching all the Bob Doyle shows up to this point in history, including this one right here, because it'll be there by the time you have coffee with them. See, I planned this all out far in advance. Anyway, kudos to them. So look, I have to admit, I think I have a little bit of a problem with the Amazon Echo products, in that I cannot stop purchasing them. Got one for Lynn for Christmas. Said, oh, I need one of those. But before I could even get one, her sister brought me an Echo Dot, the small version of the big, tall Echo. And I thought, well, this is perfect. This is what I was going to do today anyway. Used it. Said, nope, I need another. And another. And another. And then finally, the Echo Show, the one with video. It's clearly feeding some sort of an addiction. The reason I have so many is so that I can have music or sound in every room. Do you know, for me, in the kitchen, I like to say, Alexa, I have to whisper around her because she's listening all the time. Alexa, play thunderstorm sounds. Thunderstorm sounds while I'm cooking. Alexa, play the Paul F. Tompkins station on Pandora. You got it, Bob. And then I can go down the hall and say, Alexa, turn these lights blue and let's get some cricket sounds going in here. Guys, what's not to love? And now with the show, I can say, Alexa, show me pictures of my dog. And it recognizes all my doggy pictures. and shows them to me on the screen, one right after the other. It's comforting. It's like a hug. A hug in every room. And so up until the other day, there was one room that didn't have one, the back bathroom. And I got to tell you, even though I hardly ever use that bathroom, I was a little anxious that there wasn't one back there. So now we know we have a problem. Kathy has the tall Alexa. And I'll prove it to you right here. Boom. See? Right there in print. Can't believe I've actually maintained this voice for 20 minutes. It's actually good for my blood pressure. Guys, I gotta admit, while Mellow Monday, Meditative Monday, was presented as a gift for you, a gift that I hope that you are embracing, and I must say that it was mostly for me. That's right. My Monday agitation was for no good reason amping up, and I thought, Bob. It's the sun went down and it went up. That's what happened. You're an entrepreneur. What are you worried? You're not going to a cube. You're not getting in traffic. What is the deal? You got a show at 7:30. You got voiceover to do. You're playing with computer animation. You got a ukulele. You got a Cody. There's a beach right there. What the hell is your problem? And I said, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave. That's just a little bit of humor. So I thought, let's just bring it down 1,000 notches this morning. And just do what you would do, but just use this voice instead. So instead of saying, hey, do we really need air in airplanes? You know. We're funny as a culture. Have you ever noticed that? Let me explain. I'll give you an example, a working example. You know how we all just love watching commercials from the 70s and 80s? Again, I'm talking to the people in my general age range because that's the only people who ever think about showing up here. Used to have some of those millennials hanging out, but I guess I just got too old for them. I don't know what happened. Maybe they're not into the mellow. They need the, you know what I'm saying? The stimulation. But we watch 70s commercials because we're laughing at how stupid we were. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. We're looking at them and we're laughing because we're going, that was so stupid. Now, it's not easy to use the word stupid in a show that's supposed to be really good vibes. So I know I'm dancing on the edge. But again, I took an audience of millions and took it down to 10. I can accomplish anything. We look at it and we go, look at those clothes. Listen to that writing. Look at that production. No one talks like that. That is stupid. Ha, 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 ha. So then you look at the 80s. Now in the 80s, we're looking at the 70s going, aha, stupid. Now we all know that the 80s was like the epitome of whoa. So obviously we look back at all things 80s and laugh. But it's because how stupid was that? Now look, if there's 80s lovers out there who are offended by what I'm saying, just pretend I'm lying right now. So 90s, not that much better. Now I don't know that we're laughing our asses off at the 2000s commercials yet, but folks, all those Super Bowl ads that everybody was looking at yesterday going, these are the best ads ever. I'm not, you just can't rule out that 30 years from now, we're laughing at those going, that is so stupid. So I guess what I'm saying is we're always stupid, no matter how smart we think we are. Because 20 years from now, we're going to be much smarter and realize how stupid we are now. Well, that's your positive, motivating thought for the day. I hope that serves you well. Why don't you just use it to give yourself some perspective? Not take things so seriously. Because I can see a couple of you out there. You were on the verge of taking today pretty seriously. Sarah, I'm in agreement. They're 80s, that, okay, let me backpedal for a moment. Now, there is a whole group of people who listen to 80s music and laugh, and there is definitely things to laugh at, mostly the hair. But there are also songs and approaches to music that are laughable, but there was some really landmark forever. I guess every decade has its unique signature style. You know what the 40s was, you know what the 50s was, you know what the 60s was, you know what the 70s, the 80s, 90s is a little bit different. Grungy, I don't know. 2000, what the hell? I don't know. I stopped listening a long time ago. I just listen to my Pandora stations and that's it. Look at this. Because of the slowed down pace, I still actually have coffee in my cup. Now, normally, if you watch the show, you'll know that 15 minutes in, the bottom, there's like tumbleweeds in there. But see, we just took it down. Leanne, I miss you. I gotta say, it's not a gown, it's a robe. Okay? And if you'd been here at the beginning, you'd know why I was wearing it. Now, you'd think that I'd be wearing like the Bob Doyle show. But honestly, I can't find my shirt. Someone has come in here and stolen my Bob Doyle show shirt. They've stolen it. There's no other explanation. You could say, Bob, have you looked in the various drawers and so I'd be like, no, because, I know where I normally put it. So why would I look somewhere else? It's clearly been stolen. But doesn't bother me today. Now tomorrow, I'm gonna kick ass and find that shirt. But today, just breathe on through it. 80s music on, okay. Sarah's calling me out. I'm going to document this, hold myself a little bit accountable. Long ago, I promised Boys of Summer on the uke, and I don't have my uke right here. And honestly, because I've only been talking like this, if I tried to sing right now, you'd probably hear the phlegm of summer. Nobody wants to hear that song. It was banned on most radio stations for good reason. There's still one more sip. Well, I'm going to now prepare for the ending of this program. Now, there's technical things I have to do, obviously. Get a button ready to push so the music starts and the dancers come out, that whole thing. But there's also the emotional preparation of the disconnection that we're all going to experience from one another when I click the red stream button and our communication stops. But again, I just want to remind you, number one, we're all energy and all connected at all times, and there is really no past, present, future, and everything is happening in any moment, and it's just a matter of shifting your dimensional vibration into, well, I don't have to tell you this. But you can always go back and watch replays and archives. That's what I do. When my show's over, I immediately go back and watch archives of it because, it gets sad around here without it. One of these days I'm going to get all this figured out. Isn't she lovely? I wonder if she has any living relatives. I hope these ladies are still around. I still hold out hope that one day our paths will cross in a non-litigious way. All right, everyone, look. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to go about our day in the most relaxed way. Instead of walk, we're going to sway. It's Monday.